From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, April 29th, 2016. Silver is trading at $17.74 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,277 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $453. Antiwar.com reports UN envoy for Syria, Staffan de Mistura, issued a statement on Thursday accusing Wednesday night's attack on a Doctors Without Borders hospital in Aleppo, a strike which killed 27 civilians, of being deliberate. He declined to blame anyone in particular for the attack, however. Accusations were flying around after the attack, however, with rebels blaming either the Syrian government or Russia. Both nations, however, denied being behind the attack. U.S. officials blamed Syria but demanded Russia do something about it. The White House declared the attack on Doctors Without Borders hospital abhorrent and immoral, while Secretary of State John Kerry insisted Russia is obliged to do everything in its power to ensure that the Syrian government stops attacking medical facilities. Official U.S. outrage, however, is likely tempered at least a bit by their own attack on a Doctors Without Borders hospital in Afghanistan back in October, which killed even more civilians, and which the Pentagon declined to court-martial anyone over. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports Ralph Nader, the man many Democrats still despise for refusing to drop out of the 2000 presidential race, says Bernie Sanders should continue to campaign through the Democratic convention. Asked whether he thinks Sanders should quit the race, Nader said no, citing potential political pitfalls for frontrunner Hillary Clinton in the future. Nader said in a phone interview with CNN, "But why should Bernie Sanders drop out? There could be a scandal with Hillary Clinton. Those transcripts and closed-door meetings with the big bankers and other corporations could be released." In 2000, Nader ran as the Green Party candidate, and many claim he siphoned left-leaning votes away from Al Gore, who narrowly lost the election to Republican George W. Bush. Nader was not the only person encouraging Sanders to stay in the race on Thursday. While seeking to avoid the impression that Sanders is a spoiler candidate, Jane Sanders predicted Thursday that her husband would mount a comeback in the Democratic presidential race and could still claim the nomination. This despite the news on Wednesday that the Sanders campaign was laying off hundreds of workers and focusing the majority of its remaining resources on winning the final state to vote, California, in June. The past 3 days have been among the toughest for the Sanders campaign since he entered the race as a virtual unknown outside of his home state in Vermont. Even though the news has been almost entirely bad for Sanders over the past 2 weeks, his wife said there is still time to turn around his campaign. In 2115 New England, there are no borders, no states, and no regulations, yet never has a more peaceful and prosperous place existed. But Mr. Drake's security company has seen better days. Faced with the prospect of waning power, Mr. Drake intends to replace the anarchy of New England with a government. But at what cost? Will anybody care? And can anyone stop him? Anarchy in New England by Joe Jarvis is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports a man wearing a white panda suit who allegedly made a bomb threat at Fox Television's Baltimore affiliate on Thursday was shot and wounded by police outside the building, according to authorities. Police spokesman T.J. Smith told a news conference 3 Baltimore police officers opened fire on the man as he emerged from WBFF and ignored police orders to take his hands out of his pockets. The suspect was in serious but stable condition at a hospital. Smith said the man had displayed something that appeared to be wires and some other thing inside his jacket that appeared to be some kind of explosive device. The device turned out to be composed of harmless materials, including chocolate candy bars wrapped in tinfoil. The television station WBFF said a bomb robot scanned the man for nearly an hour before officers removed his clothing, picked him up, and carried him to an armored police vehicle. The station said it evacuated the building after the bomb threat and a car fire outside. It said firefighters put out a fire in the gas tank of a car in the station's parking lot, which authorities said was associated with the suspect. Authorities have not determined a motive for the suspect's behavior and said he was not cooperating with the police investigation. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.